And we're in that special year end in review, coming year in anticipation set of days between Christmas and New Year's. We thought we'd take advantage of it today by making general predictions for the year 2024. What will happen with meow, with meow, with meow? If you want to come in and suggest, like, hey, I want to know what's going to happen with this thing or that thing, this person or that person, we can answer those questions either just by using my general mystical powers or even with the tarot. So if anybody's curious about what 2024 will bring, either for, say, their favorite sports team, um, their favorite city, uh, economic concerns, you know, relationship concerns, all sorts of concerns we might predict the future about. I'm going to begin with an easy one that'll probably come true. There will be a minor earthquake at the level people can feel, though, around 5.0, somewhere in California in 2024.
I was thinking earthquake too, but for some reason I was thinking Africa.
Africa, huh?
Yeah.
So Rachel's predicting the earthquake's going to be in Africa. I'm predicting California. If it's in either place, we are both right. Okay, so other predictions. I predict that tennis player Rafael Nadal will will run away with and elope with Meghan Markle, stealing her away, stealing her away from Prince Harry. That eloping marriage that she has with Rafael Nadal will be invalidated by the fact that she's already married, but then she'll then get a divorce and in 2025 formally marry Rafael Nadal.
Wow. Hi, Carlos Paiva.
Hi, Carlos Paiva. Do you have any things you'd like to know my prediction for 2024?
I have one. What dog is gonna win the? What is it called?
Excellent question. The Westminster Dog Show.
Yeah.
The spirit guides are telling me boxer. It's going to be a boxer. Predictions for the U.S. elections. Unqualified people will be elected.
Ooh.
I've got prediction for China and Taiwan. Things continue simmering on without any notable change for the next year. It's one of my predictions for China and the U.S. I predict in the next year, a great scientific breakthrough will occur and be announced from the country of Belarus. Russia versus Ukraine may very well come to an end in 2024. That's true. I hereby predict that a species believed to be extinct for some amount of time, it will find a living individual of that species this upcoming year. Whether it's the dodo bird, pterodactyl, some sort of species they've thought has been extinct for a long time. They'll find a living example of that species this year. Look out for that in the pages of Science Magazine. I predict that In a shocking development, India will announce its intention to land some people on the surface of Mars and to build a curry shop there. Whether or not they'll attain that goal, hard to say, but they'll announce that goal in 2024. Let's see. I believe that in 2024, evidence of extraterrestrials will continue to be inconclusive. Pterodactyl would be pretty dope if we could find a pterodactyl. We'd probably be like, where you been all this time, motherfucker? We thought you were extinct. I sent you out to get beer like 15 minutes ago and you were gone 15 million years. Other predictions. I predict a new beverage craze in the US involving root beer. Hard to say exactly what it might be. It could be root beer mixed with something. I'm seeing a visual of root beer.
So I'm seeing a visual of what the people want, like through the screen. And I think that they're right. Like Tom Cruise is gonna say something incredibly awkward that he thinks is funny in the year 2024.
Think he'll become a meme yet again?
Mm-hmm.
This time he'll be saying something like, I love protein shakes, and laughing is this really unnatural forced laugh.
Yes! Exactly!
Predictions for the channel and the MBTI community. I predict that this channel will continue on its slow, aimless growth arc in the coming year. At some point, approaching 8,900 viewers. I think it's plausible that I could approach 8,900 viewers in the next year, as that would require me getting only 800 more viewers. Tom Cruise could become a staunch advocate in favor of aliens, believing that it's the only way we're going to be able to find Xenu and destroy him.
Did you bring something in? Oh, you just want to eat.
Predictions for the MBTI community. It will continue to be fouled with wrongness everywhere you turn.
Oh.
Hi, Boba Fett. CPER. That's Carlos, Paiva, Eric, and Rachel. I can read your shorthand so clearly, Boba Fett. Why don't we do this with Rachel's tarot talents? We can certainly do some tarot reads. I just thought we'd get the general out of the way. If you got to grab a deck, go for it.
I was going to ask you what deck we should use.
Whichever one you feel like using. I think we should go with your deck choice. I would say that, well, I'll just leave it at that. You choose your...
No, what were you going to...
I was going to say that the advantage of the circle deck is that you don't have to worry about reversals.
Okay, cool.
So that's one thing I like about that deck. Ruben R. is here. Who's PP? Carlos Paiva? Or is that Capillo? Ruben R. is here. He's got his glasses on and everything. Makes him look smart. Other predictions for the coming year. I predict the Olympic Games, the Summer Olympic Games, will be held in Paris, France during the coming year.
I predict the Parisians, because they're so excited, will invent a new street dance. You know how they used to do like those street dances? Like Parisians are gonna start doing that. Try to bring over a revival of
Street
those.
dancing.
Yeah.
Parisian street dancing will become a new meme for 2024. I predict the Parisians will be both excited to have the Olympics there and rude to the people who watch them.
Yes.
Rachel has busted out our very feminist deck full of estrogen, progesterone, and menstrual blood. Okay, scientific discoveries. In the coming year, someone will create the first positive output fusion reactor. It'll just be a prototype, but then in the next year, it will prove to have been a fraud. Doesn't work. Wow. Crazy, huh? Wrong kind of menstrual, Rubinar. Wrong kind of menstrual.
I predict that yo-yos are gonna come back in style.
Yo-yos, it's time for their resurgence. I agree. I think this is going to be a big year for bow ties.
I like that. Big year for bow ties.
Mm-hmm.
It has a ring to it. Okay, so what are we doing? What are we drawing cards for?
Well, I'd say first, why don't you draw cards for the fashion year? We'll call it winter, spring, summer, fall. Four cards.
Four pull. Okay.
And you'll see what the fashion world has to offer us for each of these upcoming seasons. Whether it's going to be a good season or a bad season in terms of fashion. Somewhat what the directionality of that would be. Big years for yo-yos and Yo-Yo Ma.
Yeah.
I agree. I think Yo-Yo Ma is going to win the Nobel Prize in cello. Okay, so this is Winter.
Mm-hmm.
Daughter of Swords. The Daughter of Swords here. Let's look a little bit at what she's wearing. You know, it suggests this winter, fashion designers, they're not going to care about whether the lady's cold. They just want her to look kind of like a school girl with a chainmail vest. So I think that's kind of the look this year, ladies for winter, beginning now, straight on through, I'd say, most of February. We're talking about maybe all of February. We're talking about mini skirts, knee-high socks, and chainmail vests for everybody.
Okay, this is spring.
Spring, right? Okay. Our outfits for spring this year are going to include long green dresses and short sleeve purple shirts with just a simple V-neck and a zipper up the front of them.
Is that a part of the new wave quiet luxury?
Yeah. Each of these articles of clothing, including the orange belt, cost in excess of $700.
Oh my God.
Now summer. Let's see what summer's wearing.
A lot of options.
You got, it means basically, what are we looking to do in summer? We're looking to carry forward that belted dress look that we saw in spring. But now we're moving into blue, which is more of a summery color, one imagines. And light blue, which is also summer. We're seeing a pairing of light blue and dark blue. We're seeing more matching things, green and green here. This lady is at a topless beach, and she's wearing men's board shorts. So it's going to be a hot look for summer for women this year.
Yes, women in board shorts is going to be a thing.
And, you know, as always, you can never go wrong with the classic red and orange combo. So Now
And
let's look at fall. Wow. No clothes for you this fall. This fall, I guess what this is saying is that either fur or faux fur is going to be really in.
Yes.
You'll be wearing raccoons, rabbits, wolves, egrets, flamingos, scorpions. You'll be wearing all of these as clothing in this upcoming fall. There'll be a move back towards using a lot of animal products in clothing.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that's interesting to note. Hope you were there to experience that. It's not vegan, but it is what this upcoming fall is going to prioritize.
I think wheelies are going to make a resurgence.
Wheelies. I agree. People doing wheelies. You're going to see people doing wheelies everywhere.
Stop stalking your sister.
Or do you mean wheelies, Rachel, the kind of shoes that have little wheels on them? The shoes. You don't mean popping wheelies.
I actually think maybe both.
Maybe both. I like the idea of those wheeled shoes coming back. They made many school administrators troubled.
Yeah, they did, and they're going to again.
We don't want you using these kind of shoes. You're too rolly. The school administrators would say. Yes, there were recent developments on that. They've successfully ignited a reaction, but it doesn't mean they've come up with a functional reactor.
What are the predictions for 2024?
I predict that a heretofore unknown volcano will erupt somewhere between California and the East Coast and Canada and Mexico, somewhere in there. It won't be a huge volcano. It's going to be a smallish volcano. People didn't know there was one there. It'll be like smack in the middle of Kansas. All of a sudden, a volcano will begin erupting. Everyone's going to be amazed. Volcanologists will be ashamed that they were unaware of it prior to its eruption. But fortunately, no one will get hurt, but many acres of wheat will be burned. That's one thing I predict this year. Another thing I predict is that Spain will botch the restoration of a medieval art piece.
I think dinosaurs are going to be back in style.
You mean like clothing with pictures of dinosaurs on them?
Like, yes, and like toys that are dinosaurs. Yeah, people wearing like socks with dinosaurs on them. People wearing like sweatshirts with dinosaurs on them.
Do you think "Rawr, I'm a dinosaur" will become a commonplace greeting? Maybe. I think a movement to avoid consuming social media, to consume social media responsibly, will start. What about making social media responsibly? You think I'm spending too much time live streaming? You think it's not healthy? Do you think I need a movement as well? Could it be a bowel movement?
Meow. I was thinking about trouble when those fell out.
My girl's always dropping all her cards.
Okay. Trouble gets the 6 of Swords.
I think they're the 6 of Swords. Which one is that one?
And this one, it's a group of topless women skydiving and putting their swords in a circle.
So Trouble believes that he and you and I Capio in. They're going to team up for big things this year.
Yeah. Then he got the tower.
Uh-oh. Maybe we'll go out of town for a couple of days.
Yeah. We'll be going out of town and this will be happening. Ace of Cups. He's diving into the water, being emotional with me and Eric. Then he's got the two of this. He's like, look at me, I got 2 wheels. And some snakes. Maybe he'll kill some snakes and there's like 2 babies in the picture too. They're like, I'm like a mom juggling the babies. Whatever that means. Ooh, he's got 0, the fool. He's gonna be like, oh, look at me, mom and dad, look at me. I could do a headstand. And then he's gonna be involved with like a vulture type and a kitty that looks like Capio, some mushrooms, some water. He's gonna be by a stream. By the stream down here, we have this little creek. And then this last card, 5 of Cups. He'll be all over me and Eric and Capio. Maybe, and whoever's visiting, like, hey, look at me, give me some hugs, I want some pets, I want some love, I want you to watch me eat. He'll be all about that. Ooh, a movement to avoid in real life consume social media responsibly will start. Let's see. Maybe it'll start with me.
I predict that in 2024, actor Brad Pitt will be hurt but not killed in a hang gliding accident.
Oh shit! Do you think that'll make Jennifer Aniston want to get back together with him?
Actually, I'm getting a vision of Jennifer Aniston choking on ham at a restaurant.
Oh
no! And someone having to use the Heimlich maneuver on her.
Whoa! I think that there's going to be a celebrity who farts in public during an interview, but I don't know who it's going to be. Who do you think it's going to be? Carlos Pavey, you get 3 cards. Carlos Paiva. First card. Ooh, you got the 5 of discs. You're going to be styling and profiling. You're going to be all about that spring, right? This was spring?
Mm-hmm.
That spring wear.
Yeah. You're going to wear the hottest outfits for the spring. And people are going to say, that Carlos, he's really gotten his fashion act together.
He also got the 2 of Pentacles, just like Trouble.
You're going to be doing chores. You're running errands, balancing affairs.
5 of discs.
You already showed him that one.
Yeah, he asked 5 of what?
Oh.
So, and then 2 of discs.
That's 7 discs total.
The Fool, just like Trouble also.
Oh, Carlos Paiva, will you never learn to be a responsible adult? Look at you, handstanding in the nude with alligators nearby. That's too risky, Carlos Paiva. At least wait till the alligators go away.
And then you also get the 5 of Cups.
Then you're going to be crying over spilled milk after the alligator bites your wiener.
This is what happens. This is what the card looks like. Yeah, we'll watch you eat. You're like holding on to your feelings. I don't want my milk to spill over.
That does sound exactly like Carlos.
Go ahead, Trouble. Meow.
Okay. You want me to take these away from you? No? I will return to the area over there. Smells like the coffee's done.
You want a cup?
I would love a cup. With heavy cream as well as non-dairy creamer.
Okay.
Ideally. Cone Man 3, you are back just in time for this mystically inspired tarot reading for your 2024. Okay, this is going to tell you everything you need to know about the coming year. You got one card pop right out. It's the Strength card. Okay? 2024 for you is a year of strength. You're like this lady who's got a raccoon and a rabbit and a wolf and some fire and some egrets and some water. She got everything she needs but clothes. That's where the strength comes in. She has the strength to not need clothes. All right, Cone Man 3. Let's see what your second card for 2024 is. Started off the year well with strength. Next, you get the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords. What do you think this 9 of Swords card is all about? Well, let's take a look-see at it and see. So, you're going to feel sometimes like you're a woman lying down, and sometimes like you're a man paying attention to that thing. Sometimes like a centaur, and sometimes like a boxer. And no matter who you are, you're going to feel tied up by this blue thing. So you'll note it's not really wrapped around you that tight. So you could escape. You just have to stop feeling so tied up. Your third card, Cone Man 3. Your third card is Piao, the 9 of Wands. You know this I call? I call it the you've got 2 snakes and 9 sticks of dynamite strapped to your back. You are about to blow the fuck up. Okay? But you should probably put on some clothes first. And next, we're going to give you a 4th card and then even a 5th card. The 4th card is your frame for the year, okay? Your frame for the year. What's your frame? Through what frame will Coneman 3 experience this year? He gets the 4 of Swords. This year, it's like you're sitting zen in the nude in front of a bunch of croquet balls in a tent, the 4 corners of which are each pinned by a sword. So, it's comfortable, it's steady, it's reliably square, but it's also a little, you feel a little pinned in sometimes, just as was referenced in the 9 of Swords.
Careful, it's dripping.
Thank you, my darling.
You're welcome.
That's your frame for the year, is 4 of Swords. Squaresville, I'm afraid to tell you. And this one is your foundation for the year. 10 of Wands. You've got a lot of different naked activities to engage in, all in front of the Japanese rising sun. So it's like a little bit like Africa Dance Party, a little bit like World War II Japan. That's going to be the foundation for your year this year. Whew! That was tiring. That was an exhausting trip into the mystical realms for me. But I believe we have other people who've not been pulled for yet. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Fiakug Kyuk has not been
No,
pulled
it
for.
has not been.
Fiakug Kyuk is your time. It's your time to know what the spirit guides have to say about you, to you, and for you, and through you. I'm going to channel my most powerful level of mysticism right now to make sure, Fiakug Kyuk, you get exactly the cards you deserve. You start out with this one. Priestess of Wands. So, this is for the first trimester of the year. Because these are feminist cards, we're measuring the year in thirds. So that means this is for the first 4 months of the year, okay? You're going to feel like a woman walking beside a lion. You see the sunshine, you see the cloud. For you, it just makes a rainbow leading to a pot of gold. That's how the first 4 months of the year are going to go.
Oh, yes, P.P. Strauss.
That's a wild prediction because it would require me to currently be white, and I'm pretty sure I'm not. I think I might be Panamanian today. I'm feeling like I'm kind of into canals. All right, Fiakug Kyuk, for the second trimester of the year, that's months 5 through 8. What will be in store for you in the second trimester of this year? You got the Daughter of Discs. So some of the rainy, fresh abundance of the first 4 months will turn into a dry, deserty desert in the second 4 months. However, you'll have a stick, you still have a pot to piss in, and you'll feel a little corralled in these months. Now, for the final 3 months of 2024, that's months 9 through 12, Fiakug Kyuk is going to get this one. Death. So you're going to have some major changes in the last 4 months of the year. That's September, October, November, December. And, that's appropriate for the latter stages of the year as you prepare for the coming 2025.
I hope you don't mind.
Not at all. Great. Thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
Now your frame. top level frame. Here it is. Uh-oh. The Tower card. So, you may be putting out some fires this upcoming year. You may have some big things fall apart, but remember that's just the preceding event to things starting over, rebuilding, etc. And then your foundational level frame right here. Right here came out. Is the Emperor. Look at you. You got a purple shawl. You got a purple lap skirt. You got regular flip flop. Your shoe wear is quite a bit like mine. Got a couple of moves on you. You're styling in a comfy chair. So I think you're well prepared. You got 3 major arcana in your year. I mean, it's going to be a big year for you, Kiek. A lot of shit going on, but with Emperor, Death, and the Tower card. No, the Tower is probably considered the worst card. I think Death is kind of interpreted as just the ending of a cycle, But it makes sense that the Tower card would be involved along with Death because cycles end when shit falls apart. There's one way that cycles end.
So, New York style cheesecake has cream cheese in it, and Italian style cheesecake uses ricotta.
I see. I am kind of interested in trying the Italian style at some point. This cake is in celebration of mine.
Yeah, of this 10-year anniversary of being sober.
My 10-year AA birthday, you might call it. So.
Cheers.
Cheers. That was actually yesterday, but I forgot about it.
I'm sorry, I forgot about it too.
No reason to be sorry. I forgot about it. It's my thing, so. Hair lamb, if you haven't been pulled for yet, you're next. Hi, Sean Ryan Barron.
Hi, Sean Ryan Barron.
Thanks, Tom Man 3. Institutions also die. Maybe some ideas don't have to be people. True. Yeah. It could be the ending of a relationship, but neither party dies, for example. Well, that was delicious.
It is delicious. How was the coffee?
Also delicious.
Good.
How do you think it is?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the coffee?
It's delicious, but I put too much non-dairy creamer in.
It's just because it's a little weak. The coffee's a little weak still. Okay. Yes, Hero Lamb. Now it's your turn for the cards. Okay. Hero Lamb's 2024. That's red.
Sorry, Trouble. I'm sorry.
This one popped right out. That's read in trimesters.
Sorry.
So your first trimester of the year, Hero Lamb, you get the sun. And look, it's like people doing jazzercise with zebras and giraffes and butterflies and balloons.
It's like those French people doing the dance in the street.
Yeah, Parisian street dancing. That's what you have in store for you during the first 4 months of the year, Hero Lamb. Second 4 months of the year, Son of Cups. So you're just going to feel like, hey, I'm fine. I'm just sitting here on the water, playing the clarinet, and letting these birds squawk at me. It's fine. It's nice. It feels like I just got some flowers, basically.
I think that some flowers are gonna grow by where you live,
That's another possible interpretation of
or
that
someone
one.
gives you flowers.
Now we got your third trimester of the year. Here it is. Ooh, the Lover's card. It appears that between the months of August and December of 2024, love is in the air. Springtime of Hero Lamb's heart will come in the autumn this year.
You could choose to either go with that love or to walk on by.
This one is your overall frame. The Shaman of Swords. So remember, no matter what color comes from, even if it's a flower, no matter where it goes, even if it's into your hair, it comes out as a blue thing from your mouth eventually. That's the
I
moral
think
of
the
this
winds
story.
of time are flowing through your bodily, just through your mouth.
Okay, that's possible too. There's also something here on ladders, about ladders, yeah. I'm guessing you have a climb of some sort to make.
Yeah, maybe you're making goals,
This could be a partridge. That ladder could represent a pear tree. Now we'll do the underlying foundation of the year for Hero Lamb. This one. Ooh, 4 of Cups. That one else got a square frame or foundation. I don't remember which it was, but you got the square cups. Now, cups don't naturally make a square as much as swords do, so they just suggest a square. The important thing is you've got 4 of them. 2 of them appear to be flying through the air. The other 2 are waiting patiently on the other side of the river for you to get them. All right, so, it's a good reading for you, Hero. A good read. Have a great 2024. The spirit guides inform you, you shall. Is there anybody else here who has not gotten a reading, who would like to get a reading? I will give you the spirit truth of the future that 2024 has in store for you by channeling my mini spirit guides and helping them tell me what you have going for you today and going forward through next year.
Ruben R., are you still around? Did we do Coleman?
We did Cone Man.
Okay, I thought so.
I could always do me or Rachel, but if there's anybody else who wants to get read, who wants their future read, I get it. Some people are scared. They're saying, "Hey, your power is too powerful, Eric. What if you peer too deeply into my future and tell me truths I don't want to know?" Don't worry. I can assure you that it's always better to be informed by the truth about the future than it is to just hide away from it. Okay? Just let the tarot tell you what you need to know, and you can move forward with eminent confidence. Today, I'm going to pull Rachel's 2024. It's kind of a big pull because it counts for a whole year. This is the first trimester of the year for Rachel. That's the first 4 months. Priestess of Discs. She's just, chilling on her picnic blanket, letting me play in the background while she examines that weird circle thing. Second trimester for Rachel. The Ace of Wands. It's like she'll finally be born out of an egg, but her amniotic sac fluid is all fire. Now, in the third trimester of the year, it's the third 4 months of the year, she gets the 10 of discs.
Oh, I get it.
10 of discs. Let me look at it. See what it says. What is going on here?
What is going on?
Some lady is clearly putting a violin in Rachel's vagina. Oh, the guy with the glasses on?
Oh, yeah. Oh my god. What? Oh my god.
I shit you not, that is
It
appear.
wasn't.
It does appear to be what is going on here in this picture.
Ew. I didn't know it was feminist that way.
It was very feminist. Feminists love to insert violins. This is the precursor to that movie where that girl talks about that one time in band camp. These aren't coasters. These are tarot cards. Now, Rachel, here is your frame of reference for the coming year. It's a big one. Let's see what Rachel gets. This one. The 3 of Swords. Heartbreak.
Oh
Oh no. Well, that's not a good card to get. But it's better than the Tower, which somebody else got. Okay, now. Karma's Pimps here. He needs a reading for sure. Now, your underlying foundation for the year. The 10 of Swords.
Oh my god!
Is that like suffering
No!
or something? Suffering and heartbreak.
Oh my god!
Well, I wouldn't worry about it too much, Rachel. You have until New Year's Eve 2023 to redo your year's thing. Yes.
On New Year's. Like New Year's Eve. That is temporarily strange. Bob's and Baggin, exactly.
All right. Now, Karma's Pen. You're next.
And then Eric.
Then I'll do Eric, yes. Your first trimester. Oh, you also got the 9 of Wands, which someone else got before. You've got dynamite strapped to your back. You're ready to blow up.
Wow.
All right, Karma's Pimp. Now for your second trimester of the year. We're doing a trimester just because of these feminist cards. It seems appropriate. This one, huh? Okay. Your second trimester of the year, 9 of Swords. You're going to feel all tied up in this blue thing, but you're not really tied that tight. You just need to stop. Just let go. Just release. Just be. We are humans being, not humans doing. Third trimester of the year. Here we are. Pop right out for me. The Fool. Karma's Pimp, you fool. You shouldn't do handstands in the nude by the river when there's a vulture, an alligator, and some kind of predatory cat nearby. That's how you get your wiener bit off. Now, let's talk about your frame of reference for 2024, Karma's Pimp. Let's find out. Ooh, 5 of Cups, Karma's Pimp. Your frame of reference for 2024 is crying over the proverbial spilled milk. You're worrying about the cups you've spilled. You're being protective but also distracted about the cups you still have. That kind of thing. And now your underlying foundation. Oh, the Moon. That's a fun card. The Moon. Your underlying foundation is dreaminess, unreality. course not, darling. I would never break your heart.
What is gonna be breaking my heart? Maybe the construction.
That's possible. Could be that it's just a bad read, you know.
Yeah.
Now it's time for Eric. Here we go. My first trimester. Two of Swords. Chores, business, errands, things like that.
I just feel like you're putting on a show.
Maybe I probably feel like I am. Second trimester. 7 of discs. I'm pregnant and I've got a lot of watermelons.
So far, this is like really accurate.
Third trimester of the year. Oh, I've also got the 9 of Swords. Feeling all tied up. This is a common theme for this year. Feeling all tied up.
Wow.
Now, what will be my frame for the year? Oh my God. That's crazy that I pulled this card out. I saw it on the bottom when I began shuffling.
Really?
Yeah. And I thought, like, it'd be funny if I pulled it out anyway after I started shuffling. And this is my underview for the year, or underlying foundation. Son of Wands. I'm doing a crazy dance. People aren't sure what to think.
You're making people laugh, like this lady and her little baby, and this lady, that dude. You're making them all laugh.
Yeah. So there we have it. An important story about Eric's 2024. Anybody else? Anybody watching who wants a card? Whoever was thinking maybe me, they got the sun. That one popped right out. So keep that in mind. Okay. So I think then that will fairly well bring we'll start winding down our live stream. I think I'll smoke a cigarette outside with a cup of coffee with y'all. Any last thoughts or whatever? I planned to wrap this up at 5 o'clock. It's only 4:36, so I'm actually a little ahead of schedule. The reason I'm planning to wrap it up at 5 o'clock is because that's when the USC football game comes on. There's no reason to rush and wrap up ahead of that, so I'll just dilly-dally my way through the next 20 minutes or so. Beginning with a cigarette. I've got a lighter, which I'll need, a cigarette, my coffee, my body, this camera with tripod, a means to exit the house, namely a door, the ability to turn the doorknob. I've got an adequate amount of Christmas cheer for the 27th, which is to say not a lot, but, you know, residual Christmas cheer. Fortunately, the 27th doesn't require that much Christmas cheer. Just a little bit is fine. And for anybody here who would like to get their future read for 2024 via the magic mystical way of tarot, then let me know. There's still time. Rachel got the heartbreak and the 10 of Swords, and I got death. If I were a superstitious person, I'd be concerned. Good evening. Um, so I remember various tarot reads and note when they don't withstand, when they don't end up, the doom they predict fails to come to be. I make note of it. I've yet to encounter a doomy tarot reading that came to be. It's certainly not impossible to come up with things that are consistent with the tarot reading, be it positive or doomy. But evaluating actual realities versus tarot predictions dispassionately, I've determined that there's no reason to worry about tarot predictions. Now, if it was a Ouija board, that would be a different matter. Then we'd really have to be concerned. Is that Dulles? No tarot here, please. I already had dessert. Okay, no problem. I won't tarot you. How about you, Sean Ryan? Baron? Read the fates to you. Okay, I shall. As soon as I return inside, I shall read the fates to you. Sean Ryan Baron will get to know his tarot future Karen. Karen is a mystical term meaning spirit future or soul juice, is sometimes translated into. It's spelled Ckeaearean. It's got a lot of vowels in it. All right, let's find out what the fates have in store for Sean Ryan Baron this year. Will this be the year when he finally gets that Golden Globe nomination he's been waiting for so long? Let's find out. Did you know, Rachel, that this might be Sean Ryan Baron's year when he gets the Golden Globe nomination for Best Piano Teacher in a Supporting Role?
That's so cool. Congratulations.
That's just me reading the chakra waves. That's not me using any device like a tarot card, but I wouldn't be surprised if the tarot cards bear that out. Okay, here we go. Sean Ryan Baron, for your first trimester of the year. That's the first 4 months of the year, including January and ending at the end of April. You might consider this the portion of the year when you can still get an abortion. Okay, this is your card for the first trimester. Ooh, the Magician. Look at you. You've got some sassy leopard print clothes on. You've got some kind of crazy tiara, also constructed in fur. So, you've got the magic touch for the first 4 months of the year. Now, let's see what happens next. Oop, this one, huh? Okay. The Ace of Discs. A new financial opportunity, a new business idea, something like that. You're just lounging there, you're like, wait a second, I bet I could get a bunch of discs if I did this. You like to lounge in the nude, I see, Sean Ryan Baron. Okay, now, for the third trimester of the year, that one. the crone, also known as the hermit. So basically, after playing with your magic wand for the first 4 months of the year, you're going to have a good new idea you're going to think about for the next 4 months of the year. And you're going to be like, never mind, and retreat for the last 4 months of the year into hermitage to prepare for the upcoming year, of course. Now let's see your frame for the year. Well, the Ace of Pentacles is not about just one pentacle. It's about a new pentacle. It's a different pentacle. The kind of pentacle that makes you go, oh yeah. This is why I love pentacles so much. This card here is your frame. What does it say? Hierophant. Sean Ryan Barron's frame for the year is the Hierophant. The ultimate primacy of conventional rules and standards. And lastly, for your underlying foundation for the year, it's this one. Uh-oh, 10 of Swords. Wah, 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 wah. What is that, like suffering or something?
That's what I got too.
Yeah, suffering is your foundation for the year.
Can we both get a clarifier since it's both in the same position?
Sure. I'm going to have to pull two, though. Rachel's clarifier is this. The Son of Cups. Sitting on the water.
So...
meditating. Noticing the flowers, I guess.
So maybe that's how to get over suffering?
I'm not sure. The Daughter of Wands is what Sean Ryan Barron gets. So Sean Ryan Barron, remember, no matter how dark it gets, dance. Dance. Dance with the antelopes and the gazelles. Rachel will just be playing the clarinet. You can dance to her clarinet music, maybe. All right. Thanks, Tarot. You were a real guide today. Flip suffering to build character. You'll seek advice from Jordan Peterson. Clean your room, Sean Ryan Barron.
Like literally, that's like a video I just watched.
I was gonna say, what's the card of the year? It's actually the 9 of Wands.
Oh my gosh.
Boom goes the dynamite. So it's going to be a 9 of Wands year, I guess. We've pulled the 9 of Wands a few times during this tarot session. It's not that shocking that that's the card for the year. Just a picture of a card. All right, we're going to put the cards away now so we don't accidentally incur any additional tarot wisdom. I think probably my most spooky tarot experience, the time I was most impressed with the tarot, was when it successfully told us which tree to kill. And I thought it was wrong until I went up closer and looked and then realized, no, we should chop down that one.
So why am I gonna get the 3 of Swords?
Maybe you'll buy a dress you don't like. You consider that possibility. But you won't be able to return it because you spill something on it as soon as you take it out of the package.
Oh.
That would be classic Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you're going to be heartbroken, darling. I think you should not worry about that card. Your frame is always kind of heartbreak anyway, because it seems like it's a matter of concern for you. Like all of us, we'd like to avoid having our heart broken, but it's not something I think about very much because being an SI type, I just kind of assume the status quo will go on unchanged indefinitely. But, you worry about things like that. So it doesn't make no sense as a frame. Does assassinated mean you're in a position of power? Well, it means you may have been, but yes, we've expanded the predictions outside the scope of death. For example, that boy Klaus, you probably missed it, but I did predict a medium earthquake big enough for people to feel, but not that big, maybe 5.0, is going to strike California at some point this upcoming year.
Are we gonna feel it in the mountains?
I'm not sure where, it depends on where it hits in California. I've predicted that Brad Pitt will be injured but not killed in a hang gliding accident.
I predicted that Tom Cruise will be awkward and think it like what he's saying is completely hilarious, so he like laughs really weird and it'll go viral.
I predict that beloved aging television star William Shatner this year will be Me Too'd by a pool boy.
Oh, that's a rough life.
Yeah. I predict that Harvard College president Mia Gay will be fired in the coming year for her academic dishonesty, her long history of plagiarism, and her attempts to avoid answering the question whether or not calling for the extermination of Jews comprises hate speech. Like, why do you avoid answering that question? The answer is yes. Absolutely. It's straightforward enough, you know. Hold everybody responsible for the same level of civil discourse and don't worry about what group or identity they're part of. You don't have any problems with questions like that.
I think it would be great if Patrick Stewart outs himself.
But he outs himself as asexual.
Oh, yeah, that'd be crazy. I'd be like, whoa, no one saw that coming. Except for Eric.
I predict the Pope does a 180 on abortion this year, and the Catholic Church heartily endorses the practice, even encouraging it for parishioners. Coneman predicts that Israel will be shunned by most of the world. Well, I don't know if you can really shun another country, but certainly there will be ever increasing number of fingers appropriately wagged at Israel for their indefensible public policy regarding the Palestinians. There are decades of ever tightening screws of apartheid upon that population. Appropriately, fingers shall wag.
I predict that Jordan Peterson it'll be discovered that he actually makes a real big mess in his room, but he has cleaners.
Yeah, it'll come out that Jordan Peterson is incredibly messy, doesn't clean his room, and he hires a maid.
Yeah.
And there'll be a storm of controversy, you know?
Yeah.
I predict that a dance craze in North Korea will bring the Macarena back to popular consciousness.
Whoa!
Yeah. It also turns out that Jordan Peterson keeps pet dragons. Live dragons, unslain dragons.
Live unslain dragons?
Yeah. Jordan Peterson will be seen in a video first just walking by some live dragons, not slaying them. And then it'll be revealed that he even has them around his house.
Is that true, Carlos Paiva?
He got called out on his room being messy.
And then it was covered that he has a maid.
I believe in 2024, that C.S. Joseph will face increased scrutiny and be subjected to increased criticism for his like YouTube exploitation protocol, which is basically, let me use YouTube to exploit people as much as possible, either for money or whatever, you know. You think the whole empire of C.S. Joseph collapses this year? I don't think so. I mean, there are always new chumps for him to con, but I would say that's unlikely since he's not got banned off YouTube yet in a lot of years. But you know, maybe it'll come out in 2024 that Dave Matthews has been lip syncing this whole time. That he's the Milli Vanilli of horrible ESTJ music.
That would be so good.
I'm going to additionally predict, as long as we're predicting things, that Bill Walton will suffer from the same throat injury that Johnny suffered from in 2024 and need to undergo throat surgery.
Who will?
Bill Walton. You've seen the same scam ad on my mobile for at least 2 months now. It's some bullshit about if you call this number, you get thousands of dollars. It's an outright scam, and like YouTube doesn't do anything about it. Well, that's certainly possible. I would like to see myself be a little bit more diligent in my use of time. Try to have some vague overarching projects going on that I can peck away at if I feel like it, you know. Just be a little bit more directioned in the coming year. Maybe get a little bit more exercise, another thing I mentioned. I predict that Michelle Shocked will threaten to sue somebody in 2024. Hopefully not me. I backwards predicted that she's done so in 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020, etc. So there's nothing wrong with referencing sources. But the point is, if you're trying to claim that what you're saying has legitimacy because the source has legitimacy, rather than because what you're saying withstands scrutiny, then you're making an appeal to ignorance fallacy. Generally, you need to cite sources when you're citing factual claims rather than logical arguments, right? Ever watched Dead Kristen? No. I don't really watch much YouTube. He's a zany guy. Did you hear his voice thing that he does? That's NE. Yeah, exactly. I can see this, Joseph. I tell you.
Oh my god.
Just thinking about that makes me like mad, you know?
No. A zany.
And he calls me ESTP. Well, listen, I've got bigger rooms to clean. You know, obviously, when a young man moves into the world, he's got to do the simple task first. But I've conquered those tasks. I've moved on, and that's really something. sure I said some bullshit like that.
So you think that Jordan Peterson is proud of me for unloading the dishwasher?
Damn right he is. Damn right, and that's really important, I tell you. You watched an old video of mine which criticized C.S. Joseph for not explaining stuff, just saying where he got it from? I know.
That's exactly what we say.
Why even bother saying where you got it from if you're not going to explain it at all?
People love it.
I predict that the popularity of wooden shoes this upcoming year will expand from just Denmark into Sweden and even possibly as far as Norway.
Wow.
That's one thing that 2024 has coming for it. I believe that this year, progressive movements in China will cause the Chinese government to finally bring down the Great Wall of China. As everybody agrees, it's a symbol of isolationism and separatism. I believe that this is the year when Egyptologists finally recognize the fact that the pyramids all fit together to form a big cube. It's definitely circular, it's self-referential, and it begs the question inherently. The EU collapses in 2024? How about it teeters? How about it teeters but doesn't collapse? Cone Man 3. Wonder Point, you just got one. Is it still Wednesday? It's still Wednesday, I believe. That's doubled.
Oh my god!
The pyramids turn out to be buried cat ears.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Bum, bum, bum. Mind blown.
Yes.
Mind blown. It's exactly right. Whereas the South American pyramids just turn out to be Devo hats.
Yes!
I predict that this year there are going to be some spots on Google Street View that you can't see, and that people are going to come up with a lot of conspiracies about those places.
Oh I wonder if our places won't show up.
It'll be all blurry. I predict that Elon Musk sets up a home on the moon, but never even visits it. He just has property management deal with it all year round. I predict that Iceland will launch its first interstellar spaceship, unmanned, of course, and an independent drive to communicate with aliens, bypassing the rest of humanity, predicated on the belief among Icelandic people that Iceland's the only country on the planet cool enough to meet aliens. These are things that we now know will happen in 2024.
Do you think that, well, I'm trying to keep it fair. So, do you think that a cat, a dog, and a bird will be sent to the moon? I know it's also moon themed, but I can see a movie being made out of that story.
I think in a disastrously ill-advised plan, they decide to send a fish instead.
Oh no, I forgot about fish.
But they don't put any water for the fish, and it dies
Oh
before launch even.
But it's basically happily floating in space.
When it comes back and they try to interview it about its experience, it's long dead
Oh my God.
and starting to stink substantially.
Toss the fish in there.
Leave it flopping around the deck of the spaceship, and then when they fetch it days later, it's dead. That explains why we never heard from it over the radio, they say. Okay. Other things
Oh, sorry, PP.
that are going to happen in 2024. There will be at least one asteroid that supposedly is going to pass very close to Earth, but it's still actually like 400,000 miles away or something. In 2024, there will be some new kind of electromagnetic signal picked up from a distant place in the galaxy, in the universe, that scientists cannot identify what would be making that particular kind of repeating signal. But they're confident that it's not alien life. This I predict. This I predict. 2024 will bring California a medium year as far as precipitation.
I like it. That's good. Medium's good.
Medium. That's what I'm predicting.
Is that okay that it's mid?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Better than poor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I predict that there will be a hot trend of dressing like a witch, but not around Halloween.
Oh, interesting.
But it'll only last a couple of weeks and then it'll quickly fizzle out. It'll be a TikTok trend.
Oh, they could call that a fad.
A fad, right? A fad or a craze, even. There will be, I believe that in 2024, the ice hole cult, sometimes called the split iceberg theory cult.
That's what we are, right? We're the ice.
I believe that it will rise to a great deal of success. We don't know who the people behind it are, okay? There's some genius visionaries. They're keeping their identity hidden, Rachel. So we don't know who it is, but we know, I can see in the future that that's going to be the hot new cult that everybody wants to give all their money to.
Hold? Is that what
Ice hole, right.
Ice hole.
The theory is that every person at birth was split in half from a single iceberg they were meant to be a part of. And that's their ice other, okay? When you combine and mate with your ice other, you become ice whole. Anyway, like I said, I don't know who these genius visionaries are who are in charge of this, but you predict the Billionaire Club will declare Billionaire Island? Well, that's an interesting prediction, Cone Man 3. Very interesting. I believe that a dating show will throw a bunch of 20-somethings together in an uncomfortable social situation and encourage them to have sex with one another. I believe. This I believe.
It's calling Finding Your Ice Hole, and the problem is that like you're like in this like setting with like sexy people, but it's also very cold. You know, it's like ice hole. So.
And the only way to keep your penis warm is to find a snug spot to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, there's been plenty of sex islands. I'm thinking, we got to mix it up. This group of hot 20-somethings singles has been set adrift on an iceberg. Right?
How long is the iceberg going to last, though?
When they find a big one.
Okay.
Maybe they purposely chop it off of something. And they build like a spring break house there,
Wow.
on top of it.
That's indulgent. I can see it.
And because they need them in bikinis and swimsuits and stuff, they have giant heaters on the top of the iceberg to warm their party area.
But they only get to stay there for like intimate talks with their like other ice hole person.
Yeah, otherwise they have to go back inside where it's warm.
Right.
Or risk becoming polar bear food.
Well, there's
Les Stroud there is he's called the RA. The RA of Iceberg Dorm, okay? We've taken these hot, college age men and hot young co-eds and put them together in a spring break house on top of an iceberg with Les Stroud as their dorm RA in Iceberg U.
Ooh, that's so good.
The search to be ice hole. And the whole show will be predicated on the principles of ice wholeness. So it's a good idea. They have challenges like try to grab the seal meat from the penguin. Whichever team does better gets to have the fancy date. The other team has to eat downstairs in the mess hall with the crew.
Oh.
Bwah, bwah, bwah. So anyway, I'm looking forward to my job as executive producer of that show.
I'm looking forward to your job too.
Yeah. Don't worry, I should be able to do the work remotely. I'd stay off of helicopters if I were you and everybody in the coming year, 2024. I've foreseen that there's going to be some kind of an additional celebrity death involving a helicopter crash, but it could be just a regular person. So don't avoid helicopters in general in 2024. Also, I'd say the stars / tarot cards / numerology /
astrology.
I said it has stars,
Sorry.
And also aromatherapy. They all suggest you stay away from rodeo this coming year. It's going to be a bad year for rodeo. Basically, what all the spirit guides are suggesting is that 2024 is rodeo retrograde. Avoid it.
Okay, sounds good.
Naked Island group get paid more the more sex they have. Is that true? Is that the pay scale for Naked Island people?
You sound happy about that.
It's like, we're this close to producing pornography.
Yeah, seriously. What the heck?
A new life guru comes along and creates a mass following that threatens the status quo.
That life guru is C.S. Joseph.
C.S. Joseph does that, huh? His army chanting, hell no, we won't go. We're whatever type we know.
That's so good. It is going to happen like that.
Mm-hmm. Then they say, hell no, we won't stay. We're whatever type we say. That's the chant, they say. C.S. Joseph's house. That's the prayer they say before Christmas dinner at C.S. Joseph's house. So, other predictions for the coming year. Kombucha will lean itself down to fewer and fewer brands and flavors until by the end of the year, there's just like 3 or 4 flavors of kombucha you can get at the store.
Oh my gosh. Are we going to still be able to get ours?
Well, sure, because we get one of the few good flavors of kombucha.
Okay. Yeah.
MBTI goes mainstream? No chance? Yeah, probably not much of a chance because the kind of things that bring someone into a subject matter as a curiosity, things like BuzzFeed tests and shit like that, and dumb articles that are reductive about the subject. Well, they also indicate to anybody who's decent thinker that this isn't the sort of subject you should give any serious thought to. And those who do look further into it are going to encounter an overall typology landscape that's made an absolute mess of Jungian cognitive functions. In 2024, the Titanic crashes into my stepsister's ice hole. Wow. That boy Klaus agreed that they've jumped the shark with all those booch flavors. Well, that's a good way to put it. That's a nice way to NI summarize what I was getting at there, that boy Klaus. But I do like the only flavor I ever get. I like this. Guava Goddess. This is a good kombucha. Good. It's got a good guava flavor.
Do you think they'll find more like new uses for maize?
Maybe, yeah. I think that 2024 will see a broadening of the existing scope of corn products. So instead of just having corn syrup, we'll have corn gravy. We'll have corn reduction as a sauce. We'll have corn water as a beverage. These are the things I'll predict for 2024 with corn. I think that in 2024, a major hamburger restaurant chain is going to come out with a hamburger that attempts to use tortillas for buns. They're going to initially call it the Mexiburger, but face pushback from Latino groups, and then switch it to the Burger Caliente, at which point they're going to be accused of not understanding Spanish because there's nothing hot about the burger. And then after that, they'll just give up and stop trying to sell that burger. And it wasn't good anyway because a tortilla doesn't make for a good bun. Wendy's kills people? I'm pretty sure that's not their corporate policy. Are you saying the employees kill people? Or are you saying the corporation sends out assassins? Are you saying that because some people who eat fast food are also obese, that, food poisoning? Well, I have not died of food poisoning yet from Wendy's, but
We don't eat Wendy's very often.
we don't eat Wendy's very often, so I'm not sure if in fact Wendy's is more guilty of instances of food poisoning per total visit than any place else. But if you believe it to be the case, Cone Man, then that's fine. I encourage you to avoid Wendy's then. Dat Boy Klaus's friend bought him an algae-flavored kombucha, and it was the worst thing he'd ever tasted. Well, it sounds awful. It does. It sounds absolutely terrible. This year, they're finally going to determine that Amelia Earhart's plane crashed into the Titanic, causing the sinking of both vessels.
There were two vessels?
One of them the Titanic, and one of them Amelia Earhart's plane. We might not normally refer to it as a vessel, but it still qualifies as one.
I can't believe they haven't found it yet.
Wendy's in the UK. Is that the same as Wendy's in the United States with the square hamburgers and the red-haired lady? Or is that a totally different chain? If the biblical flood was global warming, then was the Ark really an aircraft carrier made for animals? And if so, why didn't the animals die before the waters receded? Also, even if all the polar ice were to melt, it still wouldn't be sufficient to cover every inch of land on the planet, I don't think. Would it? I mean, you still have some mountains poking out at the very least. ARC was a zoo corporation seeking to profiteer. By monopolizing access to the animals? Interesting. Cool. Good to know. And what were the locusts? Were those actually locusts? Or were they nanobots? Self-replicating nanobots run amok.
I think Flo from Progressive is gonna take a dig at the gecko from Geico in an attempt to be edgy.
You know what I think? I think Geico's going to poach her from Progressive, and all of a sudden you're going to have Flo, but in a different, slightly different outfit, teaming up with the gecko from Geico and leaving Progressive grasping for a spokesperson. It could create a domino of poaching. They could poach the Liberty Mutual Limu Emu guy. They could potentially poach the emu as well. Then Liberty Mutual would have to go after that guy who does the State Farm commercials, you know, who used to be in Law and Order a long time ago. I think that's likely to happen. I do. I also think it's likely to happen that there's going to be an explosion in some major metropolitan area that is attributed to some kind of gas main blowing up or whatever, that a lot of people think wasn't that. They think it was something else. You know, they don't believe the official story. A weird new music trend will go viral. Interesting. Footage will leak of Jake from State Farm fighting Patrick Mahomes behind the scenes. Wow, that's going to be controversial. I like that, Dead Boy Klaus.
Me too.
You really got your pulse on the feeling of America.
I'm going to give you a wonder point for that one.
It's Wednesday, they're doubled. That's 2 wonder points for you, Dead Boy Klaus. I think that frozen yogurt franchise numbers nationwide will plummet to a 10-year low.
People are going to ice cream?
Yeah, well, as the natural cycles of variance between ice cream and frozen yogurt, make their wave pattern across time.
Sure.
I think we're going to see a 10-year low for frozen yogurt sales this year.
But Cold Stone Creamery will have to spike up.
I think there'll be an attempt to relaunch the Farrell's ice cream parlor chain, but it will fail. It will fail. Will Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift stay together through 2024? Excellent question, Dat Boy Klaus. The spirit guides say yes. I'm actually seeing wedding bells in their future. The real question is, will the marriage last?
Oh.
Their first child, a son named Cooper.
Cooper Kelce?
Yeah. They're trying to copy Cooper Cup. But Taylor just likes the name. She thinks it's a cute name.
Do her cats get along with the baby?
I'm going to say yes. After an initial rough period in which they maul the baby several times.
Oh my God!
The world population goes into a net decline. Possible. I would say that I would say that the 2024 marks the year when Tears for Fears returns to the charts, releasing a brand new number one single that catches the world by storm called Hey Remember Us. We sang that one song that time. A cruise ship is going to sink. I'm guessing it's an Italian cruise ship. I think that's the kind of cruise ship most likely to sink. Ruse Moose, that's dark, my friend. Dark and yet optimistic at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, with their song Everybody Wants Another Hit. In 2024, it will be revealed that Tupac has, in fact, been in hiding this whole time.
Wow! With Biggie?
He was with Biggie, but by the time we found Tupac, or we found him, Biggie had just died. Yeah. So that's unfortunate. People have to mourn his death all over again, you know. It'll be revealed by scientists this year that it was not, after all, an asteroid that killed the dinosaurs, but instead corporations. Biggie died from COVID, right? He had long COVID. He'd had it for a long time, though. He'd had it for like 15 years, 20 years. He had long, slow COVID. 2024 will be the year which evolution finally proves correct. Somebody finally explains it to me. Tears for Fears had a lot of hits, did they? Okay, I'll take your word for it. I think 2024 will be the year when iconic rock band Fats Domino gets back together. 2024, a year when kilts become fashionable. "2024 sees the completion of production on a new children's cartoon about llamas, alpacas, and camels called Dromedaries Let's Go. Launching a new Fathom children to be interested in dromedaries. So that's going to wrap it up because it's time for the USC game. We've saved up some time. We'll be able to watch it with skipping through some of the commercials and stuff. I know that we're not going to have enough time saved up to get all the way through halftime. Well, I'm recording it so I can start at the beginning, and then for at least a while I can fast forward through commercials.
Also, you can't rush spirit.
What's that?
You can't rush spirit.
You can't rush spirit, right? Okay, so I will see you for now. Maybe I'll see you later, probably tomorrow. But until then, goodbye.